Uno, dos, tres, cuatro tacos. Don't forget the rice and beans on the plato.
Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I am having some udon noodles. Sanukia udon. I think I'm pronouncing it right, hopefully. But this is it. And I bought this at a Daiso store. It's an Asian store. They have food, snacks. I buy my eyelashes there sometimes. They have a bunch of cool stuff there. So I'm going to be having these. Let me show you guys. They're so good. I don't want to drop it. Hold up. Hold up. Udon noodles. Look at that. Can I drop my hand? There we go. So good. And then I also have yellow cake with fresh strawberries and buttercream frosting and some hot, flaming hot Doritos. So thank you for joining me, and let's eat because I'm so hungry. Tengo mucha hambre. I've been waiting for this. Let me bring it down here. You guys can see. Let's see. There we go. So how you guys been? Please comment down below what is your favorite noodles. Ramen, udon. I love udon. I love ramen and I like udon. But it varies where and from, like either from a restaurant. My favorite ramen is Arachin ramen from Little Tokyo. They're so good. Look at this, you guys. I also have to drink my water. Awa was always good for you. Sorry guys, I'm kind of new at this. But so my light keeps flicking, so I don't know, you guys. Who believes in the whole paranormal stuff? Comment down below. Put a ghost on my comments if you believe in any paranormal, whether it was ghost or anything, and let me know if you guys ever experienced anything paranormal. I know I have. My mom has a lot of good stories though. My mom has, she used to live in Mexico. She used to live in Tijuana. And she has so many stories about stuff that she's heard, stuff that she's encountered as a little girl. And as a matter of fact, when I was little, the house, I used to live in LA, Los Angeles, California. And the house we used to live in was haunted. And it wasn't just me that I've seen things. It was family members who've seen, heard things. And then later we found out that our house is built, or was built, next to an elementary school. And as a matter of fact, that school, actually it was a middle school. They've said that they've encountered stuff in that school. Later on we found out that I believe the school and our house and other houses around were actually built over a very old cemetery. That is scary. Like, okay, so let me tell you some of the things. When I was little, me and my sister, we used to share a room. It was a really big room. I loved it. And we would hear noises. And then in our bedroom, there's the door, and then there was a big hall straight to the restroom. In order for you to go to the restroom, we had to pass through that hall. And not only at night, but during the day, it was just, you would feel this, like someone was watching you, like someone was always behind you, like someone was always there. Now as adults, my mom and my sisters, we talk about it, and we've all seen and felt things. I'll get to that in a minute. But back to that. So we would sleep with the door open. I mean, we were little girls, so we would sleep with our door open. And me and my sister would see a man standing in front of our doorway. Oh my god, I'm getting chills. In front of our doorway. We could never see his face. But he was a very tall man with a black suit. And he had a long, almost like Abraham Lincoln looked like. Something similar. And he would just stand there and look at us. And I remember as a little girl, like, I would see him just standing there for no weird reason. I don't know what. But we talked about it as adults. And my mom mentioned to us that the Doritos here. That my dad would go to work like at 3 in the morning. So she said sometimes she had to go to the restroom, and herself would be afraid to go to the restroom, like, because she had to go through that hall. And I don't know if I should say that, but she said there was a time that she had to go so bad to go pee. She had to pee like in a cup or something in her bedroom. Like, she was that afraid of going to that hall. And as a little girl, I would experience a lot what they now call, they say it's like sleep paralysis or something like that. But I remember as a little girl in that house, I constantly would have where I would feel someone was there, someone was looking at me, my heartbeat would stop, and I couldn't yell, I couldn't scream. I was so afraid for, I don't know why, some kind of reason, but I just felt that negative vibe around me, like someone that was not good, you know, because I do believe there's spirits, there's good and there's bad, and that was just an evil spirit. And now as adults, me and my sister talk about it, and she would see the same thing, she would feel the same thing. And I don't know who was that person. I don't know what he just wanted to scare them. I don't know, but it was scary, you guys. Like, I think about it still and I get chills, but I don't know. One of my aunts, so where we used to live, it was the front house, and then we had a backyard, a pretty big backyard, and then another house in the back. In the front house, at one time, my grandma and some of my aunts and uncles who were still not married lived there. And in the back, it was my parents, me, and my sisters. Well, when my grandma used to live there, obviously we always had, like, you know, people coming over or whatever. One of my aunts came over, and in the backyard we had you know, where we would wash clothes. Back in the days, that was back in the 90s, and we would hang clothes in the clothes hangers, or tenderos, whatever you want to call them. And one day my aunt came over, and she saw a lady standing there giving her back with like a flowery dress. She thought it was my grandma. So she comes up to her and she calls her, my grandma's name is Maria. She passed away already. She was like, Doña Maria. Doña Maria. Like saying like, oh, like, hello. And when she turned around, it wasn't my grandma. She said it was this lady. Yo, I'm getting scared. I'm by myself. It was this lady who looked scary. She looked like she was dead. And she said she was wearing a dress, and the dress was like flowing. She had long black hair, but she thought it was my grandma, and it was that lady. And I know she's not the first one that's seen that, because my other aunt's seen that lady around too. The scariest, this is another thing. This is a story my mom told me. So I guess my mom was in the front yard. I think she was watering or chilling in the front yard. I was a little girl. That was back, I believe that was back in the late 80s, early 90s. She said she was in the front yard and this lady just passed by, and she just told we had, so it was the front yard, our house, and in front there was like, you know, the water hose. And she passed by and she looked at my mom and she said, "You live here?" And my mom, she said, "Yeah." And she said it was a very old lady. She told mom, she said, "Oh, you do know that under that water hose faucet, there's treasure, there's money buried there." And my mom was like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, there's money there, like a lot of money in there." But my mom never digged it out. She said, "I don't know, that could have been a lie," or she said, when there's stuff like that, people bury it. And if there was money there that was from years, it must have been someone that probably already passed away. And a lot of people do, how do you say it? What's that word? Like brujeria. How do you say brujeria? Like voodoo? I don't know. Black magic? I don't know. So my mom never messed with it. She's like, "I am not going to." So we no longer live there, but I wonder if that was ever true. But just so many things happens in that house. Like, I remember I was afraid. We moved out of that house when I was probably like, I'm guessing like 12 years old. 12, 13. And I couldn't take a shower by myself. Never. Like, it was, and my sister the same. I would go in the shower and my sister would be in the restroom sitting down in the toilet seat waiting for me till I'm out. I could not even wash my hair with my eyes closed. Like, I was that afraid, and I would always feel like someone was standing in front of me in the shower looking at me. And I always felt it was a male figure all the time. Every time. And probably because that guy we would see at night. But I always felt like a male figure, and like he was up to no good. And I felt so uncomfortable. And my sister the same. When she would shower, I would wait for her in the restroom, like in there. It was ridiculous. Guys, it's so good. You guys have to try them. They're $3, but they're so good. And the broth, so good. But yeah, it was crazy, you guys. So my mom back in Tijuana when she was little, this is another story, you guys. She said back in the days, I believe that was back in like 70s, like in the 70s, 60s. She would back then during Christmas time, during December, they would do a raffle. A radio station in Mexico would do a raffle, and if you would enter it, whoever would win a doll, like a kid-sized life doll. So I'm not sure if she entered, but I do know my aunt, her sister, entered, and she won. So yeah, they delivered her a life-size doll. Now back in the days, those dolls were plastic. They didn't have no, like nowadays, some of the dolls will walk. They would walk, they talk, they move, you know, more advanced. Back in the days, my mom said it was just a plastic, hard plastic doll. Like, you had to move her legs, her head. That's it. It wouldn't do nothing. So my aunt was super excited. Super excited of getting her doll, right? So my mom said that at times she would sit down in her bedroom, my aunt, by herself, with a doll, and she would be playing like a tea party or whatever. She was playing with her doll. And she said that at times my aunt would come out of her bedroom to either get water or for something. And she would have the doll sitting there on the floor with all the dishes and everything. And she would come back and all the dishes were scattered all over the place. And the doll either be moved or in the same spot, her head, something would be different. Or sometimes she would just be just exactly how she left her. So she would go and tell my grandma, like, Mom, like, the doll made a mess. The doll messed up my toys, my teacups, whatever. My grandma didn't believe her. They thought she was lying. They thought she was making it up. So that was, it would keep, things like that would keep happening. They wouldn't believe her. And then one day, she was playing with her doll. And the doll called her mama. She said she was playing with her doll. And all of a sudden, the doll just said, Mama. The doll doesn't speak. The doll doesn't have nothing. A little auto box, nothing. That doll just said Mom to her. So she ran out and she told my grandma, like, I don't want that doll. She's scary. She talks, like, you know. Oh, you guys, I have a low battery. Hope it doesn't die on me. Okay, I'm gonna do this real quick. So long story short, my grandma moved the doll to the living room, sitting down in a corner. So every time my aunt would pass by, she would go like this. Like, she did not want to make eye contact with the doll. So one time when she passed by, she went like that and looked at the doll, and the doll literally turned her head and said Mama to my aunt again. My aunt, back in the days in Mexico, they had a big, like, the restrooms, some restrooms were outside, and it was like a big old hole. She got that doll and threw it in that hole. And that happened. Okay, so that happened to my aunt. And she said that doll, like, she's afraid till this day, excuse me, of dolls. She will not have her daughters have dolls when they were little. Like, it was ridiculous. I'm gonna have to change my battery, you guys. So anyways, yeah, that happened. Another story, my mom said that in her house it was haunted in Mexico, and they would say there was duendes. Duendes are like gnomes, and they would hear them at night rattling pots and pans in the kitchen. They would hear them run to in that time my mom and her sister would share a bedroom, and then her brothers would share another bedroom, and then my grandma would have her own bedroom. They would always hear the gnomes running to their bedroom, like walking. They would never ever go to my grandma's room though. They would stop right in the doorway, and they would hear noises, and in the morning they would wake up and pots and pans were all over the place in the living room. I don't know if it was gnomes, I don't know if it was ghosts. So yeah, so they would say it was gnomes that was all over the house at night. They were up in the ceiling, everywhere. They could have been ghosts, I don't know, but they would say it was gnomes. You guys, this is so good. Anyway, sometimes, I mean, there was this one time to my aunt. I don't know why my aunt, but she was sitting down. Well, I'm sorry, she was laying down in bed. I think she was already asleep. And she said that all of a sudden, someone picked her up from her hair, sitting up from the bed, and they said to her in Spanish, "Haz caso." That means you better listen. I mean, my mom said that house was haunted for sure. So many things happened, so many noises, so many things. I'm gonna eat it like this. She also said that if you go to Tijuana, where my mom's house was located, there's like a little, not a hill, more like yeah, I guess her house was like in a hill. On the bottom there's this one house, and it's literally a naked lady shape. Like, it's a naked lady and it's a house. Someone built it. Well, by that house, there's like in the bottom, obviously there's a bunch of like hills, mountains. My mom said that her and her siblings and her friends used to go and play there a lot. And they say that back in the days during the war, that's where a lot of people, families went. There were like caves they would hide. So if you go there and you put your ear by the door, now she said there's not an actual door, it's just dirt, but it has the form of a door, and you can see the dent of it, like there's a door there. So she said that if you put your ear really close, you can hear people screaming, you can hear people crying, kids crying. Like, you can hear the people there. Like, a lot of people will go to check that out. It's like a haunted place in Tijuana. Tijuana is in Mexico. So yeah, so she said, so anyways, her house was like in the hills above. So down there, like, you can see all that. And she said when she was little, like, they would go and you would hear people, especially kids, a lot of kids crying. A lot of kids crying and mom screaming and crying. Like, that's scary. Okay, so another story is, she said that back in the days, I believe it was like in the 70s, that is so good. There was a club that was in Tijuana still, and she said that in the Catholic religion, before Easter, during Easter, well, the month before, so like around in April, March. So actually, you know what? Now it falls, I believe, like in the ends of February, somewhere around there. It's this thing called Lent, which we don't eat meat on Fridays. The Catholic religion is really strict on, you know, on Fridays not to go out and party. It's more of staying home and, you know, just not party. You know, we need to remember God and what he went through and, you know, all this stuff. So my mom said that this was all over the news. She said, I believe they were even in the news here in the United States, where this one girl, it was a Viernes Santo, it's called Viernes Santo, Holy Friday, or Good Friday. she told her mom, hey mom, I'm gonna go out today, I'm gonna go clubbing, da da da. And her mom was like, no, don't do that, like it's Good Friday, just stay home, you know, you can go out on Saturday. She's like, no, I'm gonna go out, you know. So she did. And on her way to the club, she was with her friends and her brother, and she said to them, watch, when I get there, I'm gonna look for myself for a really handsome man. He's gonna be this much tall, he's gonna have blue eyes, he's gonna look like this. So she pretty much described her dream man to her brother and her friends. They get to the club, you know, they're all dancing, drinking, having a good time. Now this story is from the brother. The brother and the friends, I believe, but the brother. So they get to the club. They're drinking, having a great time. And this man comes up to the girl, his sister. Ask her out to dance. I mean, the girl and just everybody that was with her were just like in awe. Like, what? This man was almost exactly how she described she would want her dream man. A very handsome, certain height. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So she was, I mean, excited. She's like, oh my goodness, like, you know. She gets up and dances with him. So they're dancing, whatever. And as they're dancing, she kind of noticed something. She noticed they were a bit up high from the floor. They were floating as they're dancing. And she's like, what the? Not only that, she noted that, oh my god, I'm scared. She noticed that the guy had a chicken leg and a goat's leg. Oh my god, I'm scared. And they're floating, dancing, and when she noticed that, not only that, but around her, it started smelling like sulfur, like, you know, that ugly, almost like dead body smell. And when she looked up, excuse me, she noticed it wasn't, they say it was the devil. It could have been a demon, I don't know, but yeah. So people around her, like, all of a sudden they hear her scream. And when that happened, she's laying on the floor. He disappeared. And before she passed away, because I believe she passed away, her brother came up to her and he's like, oh, what's wrong, you know. And she just said, I danced with the devil. Like, I think those were her last words, and I'm getting chills all over my body. But she said, I danced with the devil. So she passed away there. So I guess the autopsy, when they, you know, when they take her clothes off and stuff, she has scratches all over her body, her back, like just deep scratches. And I think there were like 3 marked scratches. And you know, when they say about that, you know, if it's 3 marks scratches, the police is like demons or the devil mocking or making fun of the Trinity. I don't know, but I just got the chills. But that happened, and apparently my mom said it was all over the news, in the newspapers in Tijuana, because that happened in Tijuana and in United States. Yeah, scary. But you guys comment down below and tell me, have you guys ever experienced something like that? So I'm going to tell you a story of mine. Oh, I'm talking a lot, right? Really quick, this was in the house in LA where we used to live. At that time, my grandma and my uncles and them would live in the front house. And in the back house, it was myself, my parents, and my sisters. This was, I believe, in the early 90s. I had bought a doll. Oh no, not me. My parents bought me a doll back in the days. Strawberry shortcake was very popular. If you guys remember strawberry shortcake, strawberry shortcake had red hair, a little bit of freckles, you know, whatever. I love my strawberry shortcake doll. I would be playing with it all the time and stuff. In my bedroom, it was weird. Our bedroom had the house in the back. We used to live in the house in the back. Me and my sister would share bedrooms and a one bed. One big bed. We were little. I was back in the days like 7, 8 years old. 7, somewhere around there. Probably younger than that. Maybe 6. And I remember clearly our bedroom had 3 closets. I don't know why, 3 little closets. And my mom in each closet had curtains. So I remember before I went to sleep, I put my doll inside one of the closets. The closet. I would always do that. I sat her in there, and that was it. I went to sleep. So I was asleep, and I was giving my back to the closet, laying down sideways. Oh my god, that scared me. That's my fridge. Oh my god, you guys. When I literally felt like when someone is either sitting on the bed or someone small is grabbing the, you know, the mattress, I felt myself kind of go like sideways, like something behind me. I turned around and I didn't see nothing. So I was like, what the heck? So I lay on my back looking up the ceiling, like, what is that? And I had that feeling, like I was so afraid, like there's something bad's gonna happen, like just so afraid. And hold on, you guys. I finished it all. It's so good, you guys. You gotta try this. So I also bought hold on, a new one. I haven't tried the new one yet, but it has right here spicy chile. It says spicy. I love spice, so I can't wait to try that one. But this one is so good, you guys. Okay, guys, focus. Okay, so I'm done with this. Now time for dessert. There we go. Strawberries, yellow cake, and buttercream. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get this closer to me. Yes. So anyways, so I'm looking up and I have this fear, like I'm afraid of like something's gonna happen, dude. And all of a sudden, hold on. It's yellow cake with buttercream frosting. Where's the buttercream? I didn't get some buttercream yet, but I'll get some in a minute. So I'm looking up, afraid as heck, and all of a sudden I see a little hand, little tiny hand. I'm getting freaked out right now, but like this in front of my face, you guys. I just got chills again. And that little hand covered my eyes. After that, I don't remember nothing. Tell me why I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, and right away that's the first thing that came to my head, like what the heck. Next to my bed on the floor is the doll sitting down. And I really have chills right now. Like, now back in the days, it was just my parents, myself, and my sister. My sister's 3 years younger than me. That's it. Now I have 6 siblings, but back in the days, yeah. My sister was still laying next to me, asleep. It was that doll. Because that doll was inside the closet. And who else has a small... Not even my sister had such a small hand like that. I literally saw that hand cover my eyes. And that's all I remember, you guys. Yep. And that happened in that house that I'm telling you. Oh, like, let me show you. It's so moist. Sorry if you don't like the word moist, because I know my sister doesn't like that word. Look at that buttercream. So yummy. So yeah. That happened in that house too. Another thing, my brother, he was a little kid back in the days. It was, I believe, the year 95. And this I know because my grandma passed away in the year 95. This happened 95, 96. My brother said that when he was little, that house, behind our house, the back house, there was like a little alleyway. It's weird, like an alley, but it had a wall that divided the other house. It was weird. I'm telling you, it was a weird structure of that house, but I don't know. And he said that he would love going back there and playing with his toys, whatever. And he said that when he was playing, he saw my grandma. And I'm getting chills again. He saw my grandma, and my grandma said to him, "Don't be afraid, mijo. Like, no tengas miedo," in Spanish. You know, she said, "Tell your dad and everybody that I'm okay. That I'm happy and I'm okay and I'm alive." She said, "Tell them not to cry for me. I'm okay." My brother was probably like 4 or 5 years old at that time. He said he remembers, and my parents remember this too. He came running out of there telling my mom and my dad, "I saw my grandma, I saw my grandma. She said she's okay, and she's just hiding back there. She said she's okay, not to cry." Yeah, that happened. Also in that house. And there's many more stories that happened in that house. I just don't remember all. And a lot of the stories my mom encountered, a lot of my different aunts, my grandma herself had to see some things. Because back in the days, my grandma was still alive. Got my Starbucks. So yeah. So yeah, we've encountered paranormal stuff. I've seen things. I've heard things. I don't know. You go ahead and tell me in the comments down below if you've ever experienced something. I would love to hear from it. I'm really into the whole paranormal things. Another thing, let me know down in the comments if you guys would like for me to talk more about paranormal stuff. I'll be down. Or what kind of stories are you guys interested in? Let me know. But I think I'm done, you guys. This yellow cake, by the way, was made by my niece, Raylene. She is 4 years old, gonna be 5. And she baked a yellow cake with buttercream frosting and a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting with strawberries for my mom and my sister's birthday. They have the same birthday, so we just celebrated that. What was it, 2 days ago? Okay, guys, well, I think I'm done. That's it. Thank you for staying this long with me. I apologize, my battery died. I talk too much sometimes. Please let me know. Do you guys like the talking? Do you want some less talking and more eating? Let me know. I'm here for you guys. I want to please you guys. And please don't forget to subscribe, push the like button, and don't forget the bell. Like, ring that little bell and you'll get notified and know things about me before I put videos out. Or maybe I'll ask questions like, what do you guys want me to eat, or you know, stuff like that. So thank you for joining me. I am so grateful for you guys, and I'm excited to make more videos and stuff. So love you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
1, 2, 3, 4 tacos. Don't forget the rice and beans on the plato. 1, 2, 3, 4 tacos. Don't forget the rice and beans.